to our New Year, New You segment. Today, we are so happy to have Jessica Staton. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning.
So glad to have you and your smiling face here. And Jessica she's got all these designations, MSRD, LDN. She is a certified, registered dietitian. So she can tell us how to eat right. How true is it when people say you are what you eat?
Most of the time, probably about 100%. That's what makes or breaks your disease state and your lifestyles.
Right. And, you know, in North Carolina, eastern North Carolina, our numbers are sometimes not that good.
Yes. We're like top 2 in diabetes for the state, countywide. Right. So, yeah.
Exactly. So, Jessica has a diet that she would like to share that will help us to be on track, stay on track. So what diet are you going to talk about this morning, Jessica?
So the Mediterranean diet was named the healthiest diet for the 8th year in a row.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
The healthiest diet for 8 years.
Eating Well magazine does the study, and then there's a lot of other ones that back it up with credited journals. So it's the top one for 8 years in a row. So that must mean it's doing something. Yeah.
That's pretty strong.
This diet, it only limits 3 things. So I feel like that's pretty achievable for most patients and people in this population. So it only limits processed meat and red meat. So it doesn't mean you can't have it. It's just not every day.
The word moderation is important.
It is. That's why I tell my patients every day. Nothing doesn't fit. So I think Allison's talked about that before. Everything fits. And we limit sweets and sugary beverages, which they're fun, but they're not the best for us overall. So, yes. And then it goes over, it's a plate method, the one that I like to look at. But the main key is half your plate fruits and vegetables. And so those can be fresh, frozen, canned. This one in particular wants you to do 7 servings a day of fruits and vegetables.
How do you do that, though,
You have
Jessica?
to definitely start in the morning. So I normally say at least 4 for my patients.
Okay.
Because half a cup cooked or 1 cup raw is a serving. So if you ate 1 apple at breakfast or a banana, that would be 1 serving.
Oh, yeah.
So it can be achievable.
Yes, absolutely. And I love fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
I love them.
And you can get those from, even some Dollar Generals have them now. So that's the good thing.
That's right.
We go over protein, so lean proteins. We're limiting those red meats and the processed foods. Like processed food is anytime you eat out, typically.
Right.
Which is kind of in this area popular. Deli meats are processed, bacon and sausage. And then weekly, so every day we could do some fish, some lean poultry, any type of seafood, eggs. Nuts and seeds are also a good source of protein. And then legumes or beans, those are good as well. That also can be soy food counts, so if you're a vegan or don't eat any animal protein or animals.
We love, we as humans just love meat. We just go to meat too much, but you can have it I had just as soon, Jessica, have a piece of tuna or salmon as I don't even like steak that well. But you can eat meat, but you just need to kind of change how you're thinking about it.
And just like every meal, most of the time, like the way most of us were raised is or even if you go to a restaurant, you build your plate around your meat, right?
Yeah.
So if you can build your plate around your sides, like your vegetables or fruit, and then the meat would be like your second option. That kind of helps you focus on other things too.
Exactly.
And then the other section is grains or carbohydrates. And the reason this Mediterranean says whole grains is they're better for your heart, more fiber, so it's better for any women, especially need more fiber as we age. And so choose daily a variety of unrefined whole grains, cereals, and bread. So that's whole grain bread. We're kind of switching from whole wheat to making sure it says whole grain.
Oh, really?
And the biggest difference is labeling, I think.
Yes.
But just making sure on the ingredient list on the back of like bread or pasta, the whole grain should be the first ingredient.
Okay. Well, let's remember that. That's really good. Whole grain instead of whole wheat.
Mm-hmm.
Let's remember that. How does that process differently for diabetics and folks? How does the whole grains process differently in your body and the whole wheat versus the white bread?
So those, the whole grains or whole wheat, they have more fiber in them because that's what makes them, they kind of like leave part of
Yes.
it in the flour.
Yes.
And so it has to break down more things than just the straight starches or
Okay.
flour. So by having the whole grains, it takes longer to break down. Your blood sugar has less time to spike,
Okay.
which is what we want to avoid. So the whole grains definitely make a difference.
Okay, that makes sense.
And for our heart patients, it helps lower your cholesterol, the more whole grains, so that's a good thing. Yeah.
Very good. So the Mediterranean diet focuses on fruits and vegetables, half your plate, fruits and vegetables. Remember that, y'all. Half your plate should be that.
Yes. And also the other thing that's big for Mediterranean, which I think if you think about the Mediterranean area, olive oil. So you're switching all your oils to olive oil, which again is good for your heart disease, diabetes, your liver, dementia, Alzheimer's. They all have links to making sure we're using better oils. So olive oil. Canola oil is a good swap too. That's a cheaper option that it's easier to cook with. Olive oil burns very quickly.
Right,
So
right.
that can be dangerous. And then low fat dairy. So dairy is still on here. It's just low fat. So low fat cheese, skim milk, and yogurts. Most yogurts now are low fat, which is a good thing.
Well, a lot of people I'm hearing everywhere now, people are lactose intolerant. They're buying that lactose whatever milk.
From what I know, that is usually because we don't eat it enough. So lactose, you can grow an intolerance to. So if you went 2 weeks or 3 weeks without drinking any milk, and then you went to drink regular milk, your body just might not digest it.
Oh, wow.
So the lactose-free milk is fine because most of it still has the calcium and things like that. The soy milk and oat milk and almond milk, they're kind of changing what the word is with those, but they're also good alternatives. They're all low fat.
So oat milk and
soy milk, and
yeah.
almond milk. Yep.
Okay, almond milk, yeah. Okay, well, these are all really good suggestions, and I had somebody tell me the other day that almond milk was really good. They said you really should try it. Sometimes we think, "Ooh, I'm not going to try that." You can always try it. I mean, you might like it.
Yeah, and I think even Starbucks has changed. They're not charging extra for things like that. So that used to be it costs more to
really?
eat healthier, but they're not charging anymore. Somewhere as a big corporation as that.
Oh, wow.
So we're
well,
working
that's
on it.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, so your fruits and vegetables should be half your plate, and our proteins, we should watch our red meats. What about
Yes.
pork?
Pork is the same way. Usually it's just how it's processed. Anything with the word loin in it or round. So a sirloin steak or a pork tenderloin, those are leaner cuts. You can also get thinner cut pork chops. Those would be leaner.
Yeah.
As long as you can cut rid of the fat. That's the main part of it. Because you can get tired of chicken and fish.
Yes, you can.
Turkey every day. Yeah.
But we do need to focus on that a little bit more than we do.
Yeah.
Your turkeys, your chickens, and as you said, your fish, tuna, all of that, and your olive oils and things like that. So,
Yep.
very good. Now, we don't have a Mediterranean restaurant here, do we? I don't think we do.
That
but
one that Crown Chicken.
oh yeah. Is it really?
I think they are Mediterranean based.
Oh, really?
I've had people tell me that, patients.
I wondered. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, this is a good diet to really and the legumes and don't forget the nuts and what are some of the better nuts to eat for
Yeah, we usually say
nutritional value?
the unsalted would be the best.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Nuts do have a lot of calories. So if you're trying to lose weight, nuts can give you protein, but they also have a lot of calories. So it's kind of like a balance. So usually a fourth a cup of nuts is a serving size.
Okay.
That's about 100 calories. So it's not much, just a few little nuts.
Yeah.
But you can eat it multiple times a day. Just don't get the nuts as if they were chips and go crazy.
Right.
So any nuts are good. Peanuts have been linked to lowering your cholesterol.
Okay.
And then there's like walnuts and pistachios that are good antioxidants.
I've always heard too that almonds were good. So
and almonds, they are. Most of like your tree nuts, so like almonds, all of those are really good antioxidants as well. So they're good for your heart.
Yeah.
Everything.
And we do need to think antioxidants when we eat as well, for the whole picture. So, well, this is a good diet to start with, to go with, and don't forget. We forget. I don't like to use the word diet.
I don't either.
I hate that word.
Lifestyle, because you can do this every day. We're only limiting 3 things.
Yeah. I mean, this is something you're supposed to do, not something that's temporary. Okay, I'm going to go on a diet for a month. You need to live a healthy lifestyle, thus eat healthier. And when you go in the grocery store, read the labels. Don't you think that's important?
The labels are so important. So we always say make sure you're reading the serving size, not the serving per container. So if the box of Cheerios says 3/4 a cup, okay, that is for one time, not for the whole box, right? The information below.
And we probably need to look at the cereals that don't have the sugar on them, that are so good. We know we love the Cheerios and Fruit Loops and all of that, but we need to kind of get those that are, like you said, the whole grains. Remember what Jessica said, and don't forget the bread. Don't get white bread if you can help it, and go from whole wheat to whole grain now is what they're recommending. So this diet is recommending. So really good things this morning to make us think when we go to the grocery store this week. Don't forget, folks, that we need to eat healthy, read the labels, and we do appreciate Jessica coming and enlightening us on this. Anything else in closing, Jessica? Any advice you would give?
I was just going to say this is a Mediterranean style diet or lifestyle is associated with reducing the risk of heart disease and stroke, type 2 diabetes, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and arthritis. So there's really nothing else out there that can really get all of that at one time.
Well, just the word Alzheimer's makes you want to do that. I mean, to me, wow. So that does encompass that diet. That's probably why is the top diet, for 8 years in a row, because it does encompass so many different diseases and help with so many diseases. So that's probably why. So. Okay, well, thank you, Jessica. I appreciate it this morning. I know the viewers do. We learned a lot from this, and we appreciate so much Boyce Willis stepping up and always helping us when we're trying to educate the public. We want our viewers to be healthy. So does Boyce Willis Clinic and all the other presenting sponsors on this particular promotion that we're doing. So anyway, thank you, Jessica, for coming. Thank Boyce Willis Clinic for helping us out, and we'll be right back right after this.